Good day everyone, I'm Hurley Borify Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Sivga Ke to be exact, but this time it's the UTG version, or the more recent version of the Sivga Ke, okay? But first things first, if you're hearing my voice and it is quite raspy or anything like that, my apologies. I'm still recovering. Yeah, I am still recovering. I am still not feeling well. Apparently, this is a widespread flu from what I have researched lately. But enough of that. Okay, I'd like to thank Sivga for sending this Sivga Ke UTG for me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me, since again and again I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer writing reviews rather than recording them. Okay? So there's that. Okay? To give you an idea, the price or the retail price of the Sivgake or the Sivgake Kwe or Ke, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name again, but for me it's the Sivgake UTG. Costs around 89 US dollars, or that's around 4,000 to 5,000 Philippine pesos in Philippine money. It is not that far when compared to the retail price when the first Sibgake released in the public. So yeah, I think of this one as not as an upgrade in all honesty, but more of a different flavor when compared to the Sibgake. Okay? Okay, so as for the box, here's the box of this one. They kind of removed the artwork from what I remember that the Sivgake has. Instead, you're greeted with this one, the Sivgake UTG, which is, yes, they marketed this as an IM with a glass diaphragm. It's still a dynamic driver IM, but this time it has a glass diaphragm as its material. Only a few IMs that I know uses this type of diaphragm, and as what they have explained, they used a glass diaphragm from on this one for it to eradicate, or for at the very least minimize the unwanted distortions, or unwanted distortions or unwanted elevation of frequencies on an IM. We'll see about that if that holds true. And spoiler alert, it kind of does, but it isn't really that stark when it comes to the overall difference. But it is surely promising. Actually, I'll explain it later on. Here's the box itself. Nothing too crazy here. Here's the specifications. As you can see, it is named Sigake UTG. Yes, the weight on this one per earphone is 10 grams. I'll explain that later on as well. And the impedance on this one is 32 ohms and 103 decibels in terms of sensitivity. So, you won't be having any problems driving the Sigake properly. It is more of on the pairing side of things that you'll need to consider things. Which I'll also explain later on. And as you can see, they use the magnetic circuit system, the single magnet, dual cavity, your usual. The chamber material is your green sandalwood. Apparently, this faceplate is a sandalwood, which is nice. The cable material, OFC, your usual. The drivers, the glass diaphragm driver, as what they have marketed. So, as for this one, it is very minimal when it comes to the design and packaging, but at the same time it doesn't seem to lack or to offend anyone. I'm not even sure if someone will be offended with this packaging, but it delivers the stuff, it gets the job done. I do like the design of this one in the darker brown colorway. What I have here is the lighter brown, but yeah, beggars can be choosers. Okay, I'm still grateful that Sivga actually no recognizes me or notices me. Thank you very much, Sivga, for that one. Okay, now as for the accessories, you'll pretty much get like 90% of what you'll get with the first Sivga Ke. They kind of change a little bit here, which is on the cable, and I'll explain it shortly. But you'll get this one. You'll get the faux leather case, which I really like, with the embossed. Yes, that is embossed. Embossed Sivga logo right there. That is hard case, and that is quite spacious actually. You can put your Sevilla KUTG here, you can put your dongles here, or ear tips for ear tips. The world is your oyster on that one. They kinda did a very good job on this one, on the case as well. Okay, now as for the ear tips, the Sivga K UTG offers you two sets of ear tips. It comes with this gray colorway, and it also comes with this one with the white colorway with the black stem. Personally, I prefer the, what do you call this, I prefer this one. I prefer the the gray, because it is softer. Yes, it is softer, and the fit on this one is quite good in my humble opinion, to my ears at least, because it somewhat follows the groove of my ear canals. At first, as you can see, it doesn't seem to look like much. It kind of looks like your usual normal ear tips. But the moment you check its stem, this is where things will get a little bit interesting. Because as you can see, its stem reminds me of Spinfits, I believe, from what I remember. It kind of reminds me of Spinfit ear tips here, wherein this upper portion is a little bit, oh sorry, it is a little bit not connected here uh with the base stem. So yes, it kind of follows the groove of your ear canals really well. I'm not really sure if it does show on the phone. From what I'm seeing, it is quite blurry. My apologies on that one, but yeah, as you can see, it is very soft, and it does have some groove and spacing there. It kind of reminds me of Spinfit ear tips, which is really nice. Props to Sivga on that one, because from the users of the Sivga K, we all know that the isolation on this one is quite average at best. But with this, what do you call this? With these ear tips, it kind of made the isolation better, in my humble opinion. Yes, I am the last ear tip I used the Sivga K UTG with is this one, but between the two ear tips, I prefer this gray ear tips. I prefer the gray ear tips for the Sivga K, because it seems that the Sivga K corresponds or responds well with the ear tips that you put it with when it comes to the sound quality or sound signature, which I will also tackle later on. You'll be getting this one as well. Yes, the Sivga K UTG is it has a cable that is modular. At the cost of what? Well, technically, the cable on this one, in my humble opinion, is less premium when compared to the first Sivga K. You win some, you lose some, but at the same time, this is the more practical. This is the more practical way. So I kinda want to give or to commend Sivga for that one, because sure, the first the first cable is very premium. It speaks really premium, but at the same time, it is a little bit on the stiffer side of things. It is also thicker, which can probably make it less comfortable when you'll be using it during commutes, because again, it is on the stiffer side of things. While this one, it is softer, but at the same time, it is now braided, whereas that one is twisted, from what I remember. Okay, and here, and yes, it is also modular. As you can see, it is modular with your usual twist and lock function, like so. It doesn't have a barrier here for the lock not to go anywhere, but yeah, it kind of works just fine. I use it with 4.4 connection most of the time. And here is the IEMs itself. It is still made of metal. I really like the metal on this one. It is metal, glossy metal finish with the that, yes, that is still wood, but at the same time, it does look like it is laminated or probably varnished. I'm not really a wood connoisseur for me to conclude which is which, but I am liking the design on this one despite it being glossy. Because the first Sivgake seems that the wood on the faceplate is a little bit prone, sorry, it is a little bit prone to aging, from in my theory. But again, I'm no expert when it comes to that context, so I'm pretty sure that Sivga rather really did things well and took notes from the feedback before to make this Sivgake UTG. Okay? Okay. Okay, now as for the fit, comfort, and isolation, like what I have told before, it is very comfortable, but the isolation on this one is average at best. So that means that you should use the gray ear tips or the softer ear tips, or just Oh, you'll also have no problems with this one, but I prefer this one because it kind of follows the groove of my ear canal. You can still use your preferred ear tips, preferably a soft ear tips for this one. Okay, and also it corresponds or responds well with the ear tips that you'll use it with when it comes to the overall sound signature. Okay, when you use it with this one, when you use it with the gray ear tips, the overall sound is more neutral. It falls more on the neutral side of things, with still has some brightness to it. But when you use it with this one, with this white with the black stem ear tips, the overall sound may come across as U-shaped-ish. Mild U-shaped-ish with a hint of bright, and the treble becomes a little bit more energetic than its usual. So pick what you prefer. Again, I personally prefer the gray ear tips on this one because I want neutrality as much as possible. But hey, it's my personal preference. It isn't really a deal breaker, but do take note that the overall sound can be affected with the ear tips that you're using it with. So this is a very good opportunity for you to ear tip roll with the Sivgake. As for the cable rolling, you won't be having any noticeable changes or improvements with the Sivgake. And I'm also not really a believer of cable rolling when it comes to the overall sound quality of things. I usually change cables whenever I want to color match the IEMs and the cable. That's basically it. And probably it has better materials when compared to the stock cable. But on this one, I don't think that you'll be needing that. Okay? Now, as for the drivability and pairing, again, you'll be having no problems pairing the Sivgake UTG. Also with the Sivgake, the first K, you won't be having any problems with that one as well. With pretty much any dongle that you can purchase or have with you currently. It's just that this time the Sivgake is on the brighter side of things when it comes to the overall sound, which means that you should pair it a with a warmer sounding DAC or warmer sounding dongle or warmer sounding DAP. Personally, I find it fine. Actually, I don't have any problems pairing it with, like, let's say, the Venture Electronics Devastator, the Venture Electronics Galvatron, all those neutral-ish sources dongles. I have no problems with that one. But for optimal and better experience, I encourage you to pair it with a warmer sounding dongle. Like for example, the um, Sonic Memory SA500. Yes, that is an underrated gem and quite suspicious gem. And the second would be the Snowski Melody. Yes, probably that's my top recommendation for everyone who are looking for a warmish dongle, because it is also cheaper than the Sivga or the Sonic Memory. Sorry, the Sonic Memory SA500. But of course, there isn't any problem. The world is your oyster. Feel free to mix and match your pairings here with the Sivgake UTG. That's just my recommendation for you. Okay, now as for the sound, what is the sound of the Sivgake UTG? What makes it different to the previous Ke? Well, let's not beat around the bush this time. This is unapologetically bright. Yes, the Sivgake Kwe UTG or Ke UTG, when compared to the first Ke, is a neutral-ish bright sounding IM. When you pair it with this ear tips, this uh, white with a black stem ear tips, the overall sound will become U-shaped bright. That is noticeable, quite noticeable to my ears at least. So yeah, I am pairing it with this one because it sounds to what I prefer, which is a neutral borderline bright sounding set. But this time again, the Sivga UTG is a neutral bright sounding set. There's no denying on that one. It is very transparent. It is almost uncolored, and at the same time, it is also unforgiving. Probably because of that driver as well, the glass diaphragm driver that they have used here, that up to the point that the Sivgake UTG, I can confidently say this because I have a lot of IMs with planar drivers and BA drivers here with me, can go toe to toe with the planar drivers, with the IMs with planar drivers that I have owned, reviewed at some point in time, and probably loaned as well for the fraction of the price. When it comes to the technical chops, of course, because technical performance isn't the end all be all of everything, or it isn't the main what do you call this? It isn't the main character. Yeah, it isn't the main point of an IEM. Technical performance is just one thing, but if you really prefer technical chops for under 100 USD, the Sivga Kwe UTG is probably one of the best that I can recommend. That's the TLDR of that one. And yes, they kinda did well. I mean, the glass diaphragm driver did its purpose here with the Sivga Kwe really well. The overall sound is very clean. It is very clean. It is with intent. Of course, they kind of tuned it neutral, unapologetically bright, but at the same time, it isn't some happy accident or anything like that. The upper frequencies aren't uncontrolled at all. You'll definitely hear the transients really well without any unnecessary, overwhelming character to it. Okay? Okay. Now, as for the bass on this one, definitely this is not for bass heads. Its bass is punchy. It is punchy, it is clean, it is firm, but at the same time, it doesn't extend that much, or it doesn't really elevate that much. And yes, it is mid-bass focused, but again, it is not that elevated. But at the same time, it is still detailed. It is quite quick, agile when it comes to the attack and decay. So yeah, this won't be the ideal set for you, although I use this during my listening sessions with EDMs or house sound or bassy sound or bassy sets. But yeah, for most people, this won't be the ideal IM for those types of genres. Okay? Now, as for the mids on this one is clean. It doesn't have any mid-bass bleed, since the bass is literally very clean and free from any warmth or something like that. So, you'll be expecting here a clean, prim and proper, transparent, and unforgiving mids character. You'll also expect that the upper vocals or the vocals in general are a little bit forward than usual, but it is far from sounding, what do you call this? It is far from sounding shouty, wonky, or even recessed. It doesn't sound like that at all. At most, it is in neutral. It is in neutral presence, but at the same time, it has some clarity, it has some sparkle, it has some air to it. But yeah, that is also a double-edged sword for the Sivgake UTG, because it also suffers a little bit of sibilance here and there, especially when the track is prone to sibilance, or if the track is poorly recorded. The Sivgake UTG will definitely show that right to your ears. So yeah, for those people that have a very sensitive pairs of ears, the Sivgake UTG is definitely not for you. um as I as I write my review on this one, and at the same time as I record this review for the Sivgake UTG, it has come to my mind that the Sivgake UTG is definitely a niche IM, in my humble opinion, because not all people prefer that clinical character, not all people prefer that analytical character, and not all people want to hear. Yes, they don't. Most of the people that I have encountered do not want to hear flaws, or they do not want to hear poorly recorded tracks. Probably it's just me. Probably I am effed in the head, if you know what I mean. But yeah, if you have that idea, or if you have that preference wherein you want to listen to a flaws of a track, like for example, chasing pavements of, what do you call this, chasing pavements by Adele. Yes, it has this section usually on the first part, wherein the Adele's voice is a little bit distorted. It isn't that clean. You'll definitely hear that with the Sivga UTG, and you'll definitely hear the sibilance that that track has with Adele's vocal. So that's a prime example that the Sivga UTG is definitely an unforgiving IM when it comes to the overall sound. Okay? Now, as for the treble, the same story goes here with its upper mids and its treble. The treble in this one is well extended. It is still bright. It is definitely airy, but at the same time, it does have that control that most of the planar magnetic IMs do not have when it comes to handling the treble. Based on my experience, usually those IMs with planar magnetic drivers have this character wherein the sheen or the character or the sibilance tends to linger a little more. Okay, it doesn't really what do you call this? It doesn't really decay quickly, but more of it kind of lingers a little bit more, creating that echo-ish effect. To my ears at least. I could be wrong on that one. But yeah, that's what I hear. Well, the Sivgake on this one, despite them tuning it to be unforgiving and unapologetically neutral bright, the Sivgake's treble is well controlled. Sivga knows what they're doing on this one, in my humble opinion, because it isn't something that, again, like a happy accident or anything like that, because it is well controlled. Even the sibilance is well controlled on this one. Despite it prone to being sibilant, it never sounded piercing. It never sounded overwhelming to my ears. So there's that. Props on Sivga for that one. But then again, this is still not for those people who have a sensitive set of ears. Don't get me wrong on that one. This treble that the Sivgake UTG has will be for those people who prefer energetic resolving, yes, the resolving treble, because the micro details, the resolution on this one is very excellent. It is excellent. It can go on par with the IEMs that I have encountered under 160 or 150ish USD, which is quite surprising. Okay? Now, as for the technical chops, the same story, yes, the same story in a row goes here in the technical chops. It is still your usual wider than deep, with a good amount of height here with the Sivgake UTG. But the separation and layering on this one is just excellent. It is just pure bliss. It is very vivid, very clean. It doesn't seem to, what do you call this? It doesn't seem to sound congested even when the busy tracks hit. And while keeping the while keeping the imaging really precise, dead precise. So yeah, if you're looking for a literal performer of an IM when it comes to the technical chops, the Sivga UTG will be one of those under 100 USD. And that's no joke, because I compared this with the Kiwi ears that I have here, the Septet, and for its price, like their difference of price, it kind of keeps itself to its spaces. So yeah, you won't be having any serious problems here with the Sivgake UTG. Okay, so where should we compare this? We should compare the Sivgake with the IMs that are within its price range, like for example this Simgot, the Simgot EA500LM. That is probably my favorite Simgot IM. When compared to those, the Simgot EA500LM is much more, let's say, fun. It is much more lively, although not by a lot, because they literally aim for the same neutrality. But at the same time, the technical chops are better here with the UTG. The bass response of the Simgot EA500LM is better when it comes to the the quantity. But the Sivga UTG, where UTG's bass is better when it comes to the quality and articulation, because it is very controlled, almost authoritarian, if that's the right term. As for the handling of the sibilance, well, definitely the Sivgake UTG has better handling when it comes to those, since the Simgot EA500LM is a little bit struggling when sibilant prone tracks hits, although not by a lot. Actually, they are apparently nearly identical to each other. It's just that the Sivga UTG has better and cleaner bass response when compared to the Simgot EA500LM. Okay, now where should we compare this next? We should compare this next with the Undisputed King under 100 USD. It is still relevant today, actually. The Truth Ear Hexa. The Truth Ear? Was the Truth Ear? Nevertheless, I'd call it the Truth Ear. The Truth Ear Hexa. When compared, it seems that the Truth Ear Hexa is a little bit more laid back, actually, when compared to the Sivgake UTG. Mainly because it handles the treble a little bit on the neutral-ish side of things. It never sounded bright to my ears. It never sounded sibilant to my ears as well. But at the same time, it suffers a little bit of BA timbre going on. While the Sigake UTG doesn't really have that because, again, it doesn't have any BA driver. When compared to the soundstage, yes, the soundstage is a little bit better in the Sigake UTG because, as we all know, or as those Hexa users know, the soundstage of the Truth Here Hexa is a little bit on the normal, if I'm putting it in a nice way, normal side of things. Even in the imaging is much more precise here in the Sigake UTG. Okay? But the Truth Here Hexa has better, I'd say, it has better bass response. It also has that better mids response, up to the point that when you compare them side by side, yes, I loaned the Hexa from a friend of mine last week, and when comparing these two, the Truth Here Hexa sounded smoother actually than the Sivgake. So that's definitely something that you can think of. Okay, now what should we compare this next? We should compare this next with the Heidi's Mark 10 Arc Sonics. When compared, the Heidi's Mark 10 Arc Sonics is the complete opposite of the Sigake UTG. It is much more W-shaped-ish or V-shaped-ish if you may, with some boosted ends, like the bass and the treble has boosted ends. Okay, the technical chops, as for the technical chops, the Sigake UTG leads a little bit when compared to the Mark 10 Arc Sonics. And the Arc 10 Mark Sonics has better bass when it comes to the quantity. So there's that. Personally, I'd prefer the Sigake UTG because it falls within my neutral borderline bright-ish preference. But I see some people that will enjoy the highly smart than Arc Sonics more when compared to the Sigake UTG. Okay? Now, I'll switch back to the Tagalog version of this review for a quick rundown. Okay? Okay, so itong si Sigake UTG, ito, neutral bright. Definitely neutral bright siya. Kahit anong gawin mong palit ng cable, ng ear tips, neutral bright at neutral bright pa rin siya. Hindi na mababago yun. So, kung paparesan mo ito ng Dangen, mas okay na yung Snowski Melody yung bilin mo para dito. Ano yung tunog niya? Again, neutral bright siya na very revealing sa mga pangit sa tracks. Halimbawa, may flaws, pagkakamali sa tracks, mare-reveal talaga dito sa Sigake kasi nga dahil din siguro dun sa glass driver niya. Okay? So yung bass niya, mid-bass focus, punchy pero hindi siya elevated. Yan ang best thing to put it. Yung pangalawa naman, yung mids, definitely ito yung highlight niya para sa akin kasi sobrang vivid, sobrang linaw, sobrang clear, sobrang detailed talaga lahat. At the same time, nakakaranas yung upper mids niya ng mild sibilance kapag sibilant yung tracks. Now, yung treble naman extended pa rin, but definitely bright to, and may time sibilan siya. So yeah, itong Sigake on its own is bawal talaga sa mga sensitive yung tenga sa treble. Now sa technical chops, gustong gusto ko tong IM na to kasi ang ganda talaga, ang linis, way mas malinis pa siya versus sa naunang Sigake. So magandang magandang finding yon. It's a good thing kasi ang linis ng pagkakasalansan niyan, pagkakasinsen, yung separation at layering, na may times akala ko parang sira yung IM when in fact hindi naman. More malinis lang talaga yung tunog niya. Kasi trinay ko rin siya sa ibang cables and alas pagkatunog. So, yeah, sobrang solid na tong Sigake if and only if mahilig ka sa neutral bright and kaya ng tenga mo yung neutral bright sets. Pero apart from doon, you may want to check elsewhere kung ano yung mas preferred mo. Okay? Now, switch na ako sa Tagalog, sa English para sa verdict na itong Sigake UTG. So, what's my verdict here with the Sigake UTG? Do take note that I don't have any prior experience to glass or to IMs with glass diaphragms, but so far, for an IM on its own, because most people do not really care on what driver material that they're using as long as they sound good for the price. Well, the Sigake UTG is definitely one of those that I can recommend if you're looking for a technical beast or a technical monster or something that you can use for critical listening. Okay? If you want something with a boosted treble response, a neutral, bright-ish sound character, definitely the Sigake UTG is I'd say one of the top recommendations that I can think of aside from the, let's say, Simgot EA500LM or the others. Okay? Again, again, let me reiterate this again. As long as you have a non-sensitive pair of ears, or as long as you are okay with some mild sibilance, the Sivga K UTG is definitely a high, or yeah, one of the priority recommendation that I can recommend to you. Of course, some people will not like the design. Like for example, this is 10 grams per earphone. Some people might say that it is quite heavy to them. The cable apparently is changed. The sound is on the, again, borderline neutral bright, or neutral bright sound signature. Of course, again, some people will not like it, but at the same time, if like you're to happen a someone who prefers a neutral bright sounding IM, or the technical chops to boot like me, well, this is definitely, the Sivga KUTG is definitely a rewarding, yes, it is a rewarding IM for us. Okay, now that ends my review for the Sivga KUTG. Again, I'd like to thank Sivga for sending this unit to me, and in exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again, I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my native language, and I prefer my reviews, uh, I prefer writing my reviews rather than recording them. Okay? Now, as for the backlogs, what is my backlogs? Well, first and foremost, my next backlog is obviously its smaller brother or sister, the Sivga SM100. As you can see, this is getting a lot of traction in today's time, so we'll see what this holds. Okay? I'll also review this one, the Jade Audio JH13. This is an entry level IM of Jade Audio hybrid. Sorry. And also this one. Yes, the one that keeps pressuring me and my ass. The Ear Acoustic Audio Genesis. Elysian Fields Genesis G318S. Yeah, that's a long ass name, but we'll see what we can do with this one. Okay? So, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking my review with a huge spoonful of salt. Always go for your reputable reviewers. Always go for second opinions. Not only on this one. Thank you for stopping by, and see you on the next one. Pa? Last one.